mixer elixir in the house. Look at those mixer elixir. Ooh. That Fizzler. That Fizzler. Yo, yo, yo. Ooh. Alright. Do. Yeah. Wow. Ba ba ba. Yeah. Let's do 4 bones. Got that elixir going on here. Wow. Time for the elixir. Actually, they had a. I could actually hear this band, you know, from the neighborhood over. I used to hear these young guys jamming, but they're like in a neighborhood over. You know, like this is condos, and they live in like a cookie cutter neighborhood behind us. And you know, with those cookie cutter houses, I don't know how much they cost per year. What do they cost? Like, are they like $400,000 a year? Is the cookie cutter like the model, like the usual suburban looking house? Nothing wrong with it. Hey, you're able to buy a house. Good for you. Yeah. But it's got all the same kind of architecture, and it always looks with the bricks and the sloping roofs, and you know what I'm talking about. The same old shit. When I mean cookie cutter houses, you know what I mean. I think. And I'd hear this band playing sometime. These kids, I guess, from high school, maybe college, and their music sounded fucking great. I mean, they had the full setup, you know. They had the drums and the singer and the guitarist and the bassist and the whatever else. And so sometimes when I was walking my dog, I would listen to it because you could hear it coming from their whatever room or garage or whatever. So either the band became something and they're big hits on Spotify and they're touring, or they became nothing, I guess. Yeah, it could have just been their high school project and then it was off to college or whatever. The off like Davy to the Navy, probably will be for life. Or something like that. Piano Man. But it sounded like a pretty awesome band. I don't say that lightly. It sounded like really just excellent, very creative. Yeah, I didn't walk over to their house, while they were jamming. Knock on the door. Hey, man, this shit sounds cool. Can I come in? Just some random dude. Sure, come in. Take your shoes off. Here's the joint. No. I don't know, man. What could have happened? I don't like to barge into people's residences or knock on their door if I don't really know who they are. It's just kind of like a social rule, I guess. Like social etiquette rules. They had this one black dude when I worked 5 god awful years at Kroger's. They hired this one black dude named David, and he was an old black dude, like Uncle Tom, like oh, like that sort of shit, Sanford and Son kind of shit, and I like Red Fox though. Oh, don't take this off. He's like, oh, is it my time? Oh. He's like, put God save me. That was so funny, right? Watching Sanford and Son. The Red Fox is like, oh Lord, take me down. He's like, take me with a heart attack. The Widowmaker. So then, Wheezy? No, I'm just checking it out. That was the Jeffersons I'm playing. Did people thought I was really having a heart attack right now? I hope. Oh, I think she got it then. Yeah, they would play reruns when I was growing up in the 1980s, and they had all these like blaxploitation, shows. Like they had the Jeffersons and fucking Sanford and Son and stuff. Early shows trying to show the black perspective. And then Good Times. Yeah, it was pretty much the 3 shows that I watched that were like all black, pretty much, except for Honky, except for that when they put a white person in for a joke or something, for the comedy. It was the Sanford and Son, Jeffersons, and then Good Times. Yeah. So this guy David was like, he was like a wasted kind of guy, and maybe he had a hard life or something. I didn't really know him, and he became the janitor. So the only Kroger's, if they made you janitor sacker, they pretty much put you on there because maybe you're a bad case or you're retarded or something like that. So you're either like in high school, or you're retarded, or you got hit in the head, a few screws are loose, maybe you're out on bail, who knows, but that's the kind of people that would get that job. So, and nothing against the people that were straight and just trying to earn their first buck or something, in high school, get their first car. Johnny the teenager, I need to get a car so I get some poutine. That was like pretty much the motivation, right? Most guys in high school, they're like, hold on, my dad has money. Huh. And I don't have shit because I'm 15 or 16. And he's like, well, look, he's got a beautiful wife. My mother, I guess, or the guy next door or whatever. And look, man, he's got a lot of money, or a decent amount of money. He's got a nice car. He's got his own place. He's got it going on. And then the guys at like high school, they're like get shut down by the females sometimes, and they don't have a car. They ride the bus, or they ride with their mom and dad, and they're like, well, what am I going to do about this shit? I don't have any money. fucking ride. How many get laid? So a lot of the teenage boys, their motivation really to get the car is not really they want the responsibility of the car or the whatever. They'll call it the freedom of transportation, but it's really for women. That's what they do it for, mostly for girls. Besides their own self, their own freedom. But that's the motivating factor that guys don't want to be laidless or incels, so they get no. The old saying is no checks, no chicks. Yeah, even women tell you that a lot of times. So David, but most of those guys are retarded or out of jail or something. Something wrong with them, or they fell from a 4-story building and there they are. So David goes to the produce section. Is that the best place? Maybe in the comedy shows, Seinfeld. Is that the best place to see the really sexy chicks, the beautiful women? Women are. Men can be health conscious, but women they want to nurture their babies and they want to have good fruits and vegetables so their children can grow happy and healthy and all that. So I guess there's a lot of women coming through the produce, yeah. I guess some guys you can spot them near the vegetables, but what's going on there is that the guys are going through the vegetables and the produce, and they're like, okay, where's the women at, right? There's a lot of women that go through there trying to be healthy. So there's a lot of there's a lot of hot moms and shit with tank tops and model poontang. There's a lot of beautiful blondes and all kinds of shit in there, right? So, all kinds of lovely ladies in there, right? All kinds of hoochies, all kinds of flavors and sizes, and almost as diverse as the melons and the fruits themselves. I remember this one Asian babe would come in. She would always come in after a workout. Oh man, this one Asian chick, she was fucking hot, She was. She wouldn't really engage in conversation. She kind of treated everybody kind of like a peon, which I guess, if we made like $7 an hour, yeah, we were peons, definitely in the whole machine, basically. Wage slaves, yeah. Some people, going to lawyer school or something, they're like, hey, why don't you just take some more lawyer school and take some more lawyer school? Yeah, get out of that slavery. It's like, get out of slavery. The slavery is like the most fun part, man. Modern day slavery is the best. So no, I know what they're saying. Like, get out of wage slavery. Go past the fucking bar or something like that. Go level up in school, Get an education, get a degree, go be a made man, right, or whatever. That sounds like a hoot. It really does. So speaking of social etiquette, David, the kind of Sanford and Son, Good Times kind of guy, Uncle Tom, whatever you want to call it. Now, I would look at the women at the Kroger's or the H-E-B. I would check out the chicks. Even if I could not afford them, I would still look at the goods. I'd look at the rack. I'd look at the inventory. But I wouldn't really ogle. Sometimes I'd fuck around. Sometimes it would be there'd be a hot mom would come up and say, oh man, I need someone to help me find the melons. And I would say, all right, man, we'll go. Well, the melons are right on your chest. Yeah, sometimes there would be, women that would come in and say, oh, I need to find the pumpkins. You already got it. But I'll show you, man. I'd fuck around with people at the job. I'd go help a really hot customer and fuck around and stuff. Oh, a lot, a whole lot. And find the college girl with the big tits, help her find the chicken sandwich. I was all on that, And to the chagrin of my coworkers and my bosses. But I'd never harass them, you know. I'd never like go, damn, and all that shit. There was only one. There was one redhead chick that was like, she was this beautiful redhead chick, and it was like just gorgeous hair. I don't know. She was 27 or something. She was a fucking knockout. And she would always wear blue jeans. Her ass cheeks. I mean, her body was perfect. Titties, everything was just fucking rock on. And yeah, she's the only one that kind of got that I was like, you know, I never got in trouble, but I would go off and like pretend that I was putting up shit. I would stalk on the shelves when she would roll up. And then, you know, you had to see that booty. You had to see that booty. That booty was like cosmic level ass. And yeah, the redhead was like super hot with, you know, real young and like green eyes. I mean, she was a fucking knockout. One manager, she was from Romania, and she would flip out if she thought I was goofing off and talking. Okay, so one old friend wanted to talk to me every time I was working, and he'd want to have long, drawn out conversations. And he'd go, you know, blah 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 blah, and I'd be like, dude, I got to get back to work. And he'd go, oh, okay, man, talk to you later. But this dude would, you know, and my boss would be like, Scott, what are you doing? Goofing off it. We're like, no, this dude wouldn't shut up. This dude from high school or whatever won't stop, I don't know, talking to me about Klein High School or some shit. Or Spring, Texas or whatever the fuck. Some shit I don't care about. Yeah, that is kind of lame, right? If you're like 30 or 40 or 50 and the guy comes up from high school and he's like, man, remember what it was like to be young? I was like, yeah, I do. I wish we could be like that longer. Yeah, that'd be cool, but it's not, you know, life's like a blink of an eye, and then time's arrow. The relentless arrow from birth to death. Cheers. So David would go, he would look at the women and then he'd make comments and shit, something that I wouldn't do. Like, so if I saw the redhead's ass and I was like, I would think, damn, in my mind, I'd say, wow, I'd like to be able to afford that ass, right? Or that kind of caliber of woman, because that's, you know, fucking awesome. And so, I mean, that's top notch. Right? So, yeah, I'd like to have that kind of income where you get those kind of chicks and you could afford them, right? So then David would actually go, damn. And he would actually say stuff out loud. And then one day it came up, because they have all these Filipina mail order brides. It's basically like old, like middle-aged guys, like midgets, or like, you know, people that have good jobs in IT, but they're like midgets, or they're ugly, or they have man tits, or whatever. So it's like guys who are just not good at, you know, talking to women, getting women, but they might have a good career. Like the guys, I guess, off Big Bang Theory. Maybe they have a great career. Maybe they make decent money, but they can't get no satisfaction. Da da da. Is that what the song is about? I can't get no. Well, you can't like write a song on the radio and get past the censors. I can't get no ass and pussy. I mean, that's not gonna happen. People on the radio, you know, got all the families and stuff like, I can't get no ass and pussy. Yeah, right. I can't get no ass. I'm an incel. I'm a fucking loser. I mean, no one wants to listen to that shit. So, not normally anyway. So I had to replace the words. I can't get no satisfaction. I think we all know what satisfaction he was talking about. So then David would look at all the women. He's old as hell, you know. He's like, what, 63-year-old black man with gray hair. And he's like looking at all the women, and he's looking at young women. And it's like inappropriate and shit. I don't know what his prior convictions were, but it was like, what the fuck? And so he comes up to the Filipino mail order rides that I was working with. And so I know what it is. The guy who gets the mail order bride, he's like, well, I bring home the bacon, woman. Get your ass to work, right? Get your ass to work. And so they usually go to the grocery stores or retail or something. Go make some money for me, biatch. Go make me a sandwich, woman. I love it. No, maybe that's not how it really goes, but that's what it seems like to me. It's sort of like, I bring home the bacon, woman, and IT and technology. Get your ass to work. I mean, you got to acknowledge the power dynamic of money and power and relationships and sexual relationships, obviously. So, money and power dynamic. What's love got to do with it, Tina Turner? So then David comes up one day and he's always saying like inappropriate shit because he doesn't give a fuck if he gets fired or not. He's probably like, you know, like if I was 70 working as the janitor at Kroger's, I'd probably be like, man, if I get fired from this shit, I don't care because I've already failed. So, I mean, at that point, you're like nothing to fucking lose. You're making $7.25 in a world, the Texas minimum wage. So you're making $7.25 in a world that costs out the balls in inflation. And the cost of living is, you know, almost unsustainable. And then so it's like when they say, oh man, you're fired, you're like, I'm free, at least temporarily. You know, I guess free to be homeless or in jail, but you know, for some people that's like freedom. So as long as they get out of corporate slavery, I suppose. Then David, he goes, you got one of those mail order. He goes, I see you back there, one of those mail orders. And then this guy, Sam, he was always being a simp for the ladies. Not a simp, not a simp like me, who was, you know, like trying to like get a girl a sandwich or buy her a hamburger to try to get some ass. But he was like a simp, like he was trying to like feel women's feelings, and he was like big time incel simping out, like even worse than the shit that I would do, you know. He was on another level of simp. It was sort of like. So he's like, oh, I can't believe you called her David called her mail order, and he got really offended. Like he's gonna stand up for the ladies, you know. He's gonna stand up for the girls. Because he thinks in his mind, if he stands up for the girls, that he's going to get some. Yeah, right. Okay. He thinks if he gets in touch with the feminine feelings, he's going to get some ass. But, you know, that's not really how it works. But that's how he thinks it works. Like, if he stands up for the girl, yeah, he's going to get a little. Yeah, the girl is just going to say, oh, he's in the friend zone. That's a simp. And they say, oh, that guy ain't worth my time. He doesn't know that. He doesn't think, you know, he doesn't know the truth of it. So. So then David had been like, ooh, he'd been looking at the women, looking at the women and girls for a long time, like, damn. And so he's like providing comedy because like the deli where we worked at, it's like was right next to the produce. And so he's providing comedy for us in those slow moments because you can see like an attractive girl and then he's like, wow, look at that. Look at that tasty one. You know, we're all like, kind of like, we're afraid, but we're kind of entertained a little bit because it's ridiculous. But then he takes it a little bit too far, like a lot of these guys do take it a little bit too far. So there's like a young girl, and you know maybe she got some shorty shorts on. He's like, she has a nice ass, and he's like looking at the ass, and he's like going right in. Wow, that's a beautiful ass, and he's kind of, you know, I mean, he's kind of taking it a little bit too far. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to sniffing the girls' panties and their ass. You're probably gonna get fired. I mean, that's not part of the job of the customer service clerk to sniff girls' asses, you know, right? Or their vaginas or whatever. So I think when he was like sniffing the girl's butt, I knew it was pretty much over. I was like, oh, that guy's gonna get fired real soon. Yeah. Like, no doubt. T-1 day, he's fucking canned. Yeah. Whatever happened to David, I guess he's out there sniffing butts. It's going up to young women and trying to sniff ass or whatever. I don't know what he's doing. I don't care either, really. Yeah, some people said, is there weird motherfuckers that work in retail? Like work at grocery stores and Sam's Club and Walmart and all that? Yeah, they could hire some Jeffrey Dahmer motherfuckers sometimes. Yeah, oh yeah. My favorite Jeffrey Dahmer motherfucker I ever worked with. Oh my God, I loved how just psycho that motherfucker was. Casey? Yeah, that was great. The guy had like no human emotion. You're thinking about trying to talk to a stoic hot Asian bitch, you know, with a fucking, you know, 6-figure husband or something like that. Trying to talk to a, you know, badass looking hot Asian babe. Woo! You think that's bad? Try to talk to somebody who has somebody who as like a psychopath. You know, that's even worse. They show like almost zero emotion at all about what's going on. And so this guy looked like Jeffrey Dahmer. This dude I worked with, Casey, and so for like 5 years I tried to say hi to him, like, hey Casey, how you doing? You know, hey, what's up? And he was just, oh, hey, and then he wouldn't do it. I said, man, that guy's a fucking creep. I never got into conflict with Casey. I realized that boy is special. You know what I mean? He's on the spectrum, baby. He's on the psychopath spectrum. He's some kind of path. I don't know if it's sociopath, psychopath. He's on a different level. Let's say that. Right? Is there some weird motherfuckers in retail? Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I was just happy when I worked at Kroger's. I made the retarded guy laugh. The special ed guy, Daryl. I told him it was Halloween, and we worked at Kroger's, and I said, hey, I think I'm going to come up here as Freddy Kroeger. And he went, Freddy Kroeger, Scott. Oh, Freddy Kroeger. He wouldn't stop laughing. I brought a smile to Daryl's day. He got it. I guess he can't be that retarded if he got my fucking jokes. Making that brings a smile to me to me heart. Making the special eds laugh. Maybe I should get into special need. and make retarded people laugh. Spectrum people. Tards. The retarded. Yeah. The autistic. I can make the autistic people laugh. I could just say it's Halloween, and I work at Kroger's, so I'm gonna dress up as Freddy Kroeger, and the retarded people are Freddy Kroeger. Yeah, that's how you get them. Oh man. Well, almost time to go to the stove. We got our Lincoln. Got our Abraham right here. We got our Washington. We're ready to fucking do commerce. Yeah. Ah. Sorry, no Hamiltons tonight. It's been a rough year. Say that. It's been a rough year after you survived the Biden-Harris, Biden-inflation fucking 4-year hell ride. That was. Woo. The COVID-19, Chinese plague, SARS-CoV-2 hellscape. That was hell. Now, if you told me when I graduated high school back in the day, at the end of the last century, if you had told me that this fucking hell was coming, I would have prepared a whole lot fucking better. That, you know, you can't see the future, but I'm saying I would have fucking made sure everything was set up right to survive that shit. If I knew that was coming, you know, I'm not a psychic. So. So let's do it. So we got $4 for a beer. All right. $4 for a beer. Put 4 Washingtons on it. Get the beer money. And what do we have left here? Okay. Lincoln. 4 score. You know the speech to Gettysburg. I know the Getty's beer address. 4 score. 7 beers ago, my forebears landed upon this nation. I don't know the rest. I'm just kidding. All right. 4 score. I know that's the beginning part. Ugh. All men are created equal under the eyes of God. Something to that effect, right? Yeah. It's a long one. It's more than a soliloquy. It's a monologue. Epic. Maybe we'll read it together when we're fucked up or something. All right. Abraham Lincoln, 16th president of the United States of America. Legendary. All right. Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boy? Yeah. Let's we probably need to refill our drink to complete this next mission. It's under the terms of Mission Impossible. Dead Reckoning Part 2. The Final Reckoning. What? Oh, well, I gotta. Oh. I got to. Or you want me to better too? All right. Celebration of Lincoln. Yeah. Celebration of Lincoln. Yeah. President Abraham drinking. President Abraham. Yeah, it's a slower computer. Huh? We got the DVD, digital video disc. The DVD. Yeah, so I installed this DVD player myself, I believe. responding, dumb. Oh computer, oh computer, oh computer. Just like a pooter. Farted. Okay, computer. Do you like have a computer? What do you think that computers will do? Do you have the computers? The Ali G show? Do you think the computers? He tells the computer nerd guy about computers. I like that Ali G. What do you think about the technology? What do you no, he says, what do you think about technology? He calls it technology. And he talks about computers. Yeah. Y'all ready for the vibe? Yeah. Now, if I had a show, this would be like the intro song. Yeah, this is how we're gonna pick our lottery numbers, actually. Oh.
87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it, far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Wow, that was really good. Oh, right. A nice burp to end that. Amen. Whoa. All right, we're at Lincoln. Abraham drinking. One time I was drinking with somebody, believe it or not. I know. A teetotaler like me, some people, you rarely see me drink a beer or anything. Or an alcohol of any type. But when I was around this person who was drinking, I said, Abraham drinking. And you know what they said? Abraham drinking. Yeah. If people are drunk, you say something funny, they might repeat it, So they might like that. We're at 9:14. All right. So we're going to go with this action tonight. Do. Get the beer money ready. Get the beer money ready. Do. Get the beer money. Get the beer. Get the beer. Tonight. Oh, get the beer money. Oh, get the beer tonight. Beer tonight. Is that the next song? Oh, I guess I just submitted it. Okay. Get the beer money, get the beer ready. Beer tonight. Get the beer ready. Get the beer tonight. Beer tonight. Beer tonight. Ooh. Get the beer tonight. Get the beer ready. Get the beer ready. Get it alright. Get the beer tonight. Get the beer this year. Yeah. I know police wear body cams. And why do police wear body cams? Because the technology is available. Right. Maybe back in the 80s, where I'm from, 1980s, 1990s, maybe you could go have a beer in some parking lot, You can get your drink on, have a little party. Booyah. But now there's Big Brother everywhere. So it's like if you go out to a public place, Big Brother's recording you. The public's recording you on the cameras and phones. NSA is recording you. Businesses are recording you. There's surveillance state everywhere. Surveillance people, surveillance corporations, it's just everywhere. Right? So back in the day, maybe a guy wants to go in the grocery store parking lot and drink himself a beer, hang out or something like that. And then obviously disposed of his beer cans. But now it's like, if you want to have a beer and just have a few sips, then somebody's going to call the police. Even though all the shops are gone, they still have 24/7 surveillance. It's still some guys, some security agency, some business shop owners looking at you. So you can't just like free will it. So then the cops show up, right? Because you're having a beer in the parking lot. Everything seems all closed. So they're like, oh, I'll just kill a beer. I'll just have one Coors, and then I'll head home or whatever. And then all of a sudden the cops like, get on your knees, punk. And you're like, where did this happen? And you're like, oh, crap. These stores have like 24-hour surveillance. Now, that's something that you didn't have to worry about necessarily back in the 1980s. As long as you weren't breaking in the store, then they couldn't call the cops on you because some dick was in his fucking underwear with his man tits out, fucking calling the cops on you after hours. Because you're not breaking in the shop. You're maybe having a beer, maybe you're smoking a J, maybe you're hanging out with your homies and jamming some bangers, but you're not doing anything criminal, not necessarily. But now Big Brother's got his eyes everywhere, so he's like, so you can't even have a beer, next to a tree. You can't smoke a joint, just fucking hang out for a while or something. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous without them calling the feds and the fucking NSA and the fucking fuzz and the fucking 5-0 and all that shit, dude. But that's the coolest thing that we remember as millennials and baby boomers and the greatest generation and the elders before that. We remember the freedom of America when we weren't always on surveillance and cameras and shit. We remember that. Those quiet moments, where you got to do whatever. Maybe you just go screw a girl in the woods, but it's not on camera. Yeah. Now people are probably paranoid. They don't get their screw on. They don't get their shit on because they're worried about Big Brother and the drones and the 1984 Orwellian shit. I can guarantee you that back in the day, Pete didn't like Rob, and he told Pete, I'm gonna fucking kill you, motherfucker. And then Rob said he didn't call the cops because he knew that Pete was drunk or high or something. And he didn't call the cops. He didn't have it on text. It wasn't on social media. So he didn't fucking send the data to the fucking cops. And the cops go, oh, that's a terroristic threat. But the guy was fucking wasted. So what are you gonna do? But I love the days where two men had a conflict and it wasn't, broadcast around the world. I miss the days where you could have secrets, when you could really have secrets that were nice, not always bad or dubious, but secrets that were nice also. And so those were the days. That's why I still keep notebooks, because I'm like, well, unless they got nano drone technology or some kind of amazing quanto nanotechnology, then they can't spy on everybody 24/7. I miss the whole idea of the woods. That's where everybody kept their secrets, right? It was sexual secrets, love secrets, drug secrets. Like just their sheds, their tree houses. They used to keep these journals and these secrets. I miss the days of secrecy. The days of not just negative secrecy, criminal secrecy. I'm talking about like just where people had privacy in general. That's the word I'm looking for. Not secrecy, privacy. Not repugnant secrecy, as John Fitzgerald Kennedy once said in a speech about the deep state military-industrial complex. But, well, I call it the military, industrial, technological, pharmaceutical state media propaganda complex, because it's grown into a media. It's become a gigantic beast, a global beast. And it wasn't at first, but that's what it's turned into, morphed into over the last At least since I've been alive, 40 years, 50 years plus. So the beast has grown many tentacles and is trying to invade and destroy the privacy and destroy the liberty in our lives and the sanctity of it, the specialness of our lives, the uniqueness of our lives, the essence of our existence is under threat now more than ever. Our very souls are at stake now. Now the game's really up the ante. And what's the stake? As General President Dwight D. Eisenhower once said, what's at stake is liberty is always the stake. That's what's really. So if we want mankind to live in liberty, then we have to fight for it. We have to defend it. If we want mankind to live in slavery and chains, then that's always been easy. Liberty has never been easy. It's not an easy path. It's the best path. It's the most glorious path. It's the greatest hope and dream of man, to have total and complete liberty. But it's the most difficult, the roughest path as well. So, by design, right? Anyone can live in a Chinese Communist, United Kingdom, European, anti-free speech hellhole. Anybody can live in a totalitarian hellhole. But how many countries, how many nations of this earth, how many people can say they're truly free? That they're truly tasting the fruits of liberty? Well, that's just us, partners. That's only us, and even we're under attack by global elites, the World Health Organization, the Chinese Communist Party, the World Economic Forum, BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. We are under attack by global liberal order forces. CNN, Microsoft, Bill Gates of hell, NBC, CBS, ABC, dishonesty. ABC isn't the all-American company that we remember, right? Us from last century. Do we remember trans gay shit in our Disney back in the 1980s, 1990s, and before that? No, we don't. We don't really remember anything about Disney except that it stood for all American values. It stood for the healthy growth in the entertainment of children and fostered American values and family values and the values of God. And now it has not represented that for the last, 10, 20 years, or however long it's been. Maybe it's been 10, maybe it's been 15, maybe it's been 20. This Disney dishonesty ABC network, this corporation is not the same thing that we grew up with as millennials. This is some hellish, evil abomination from hell, from Satan's, Lucifer's collection. This is not what we grew up with. We did not grow up with queer Aladdin or African Ariel or some shit. We didn't grow up with Latina Snow White. We didn't grow up with that. So, so how Disney has fallen. And as they used to say, the founder of Disney would be rolling over in his grave if he could see what happened of his company, what happened of his beloved creation. That became this woke, gay, satanic hellhole of shit. That's awful. Well, I still kept my memories of the wonderfulness of Disney, of course. I still kept the wonders of Disney. Thanks to my Aunt Pat as well. See, that's something better. Get rolling down. Do 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 do. I still keep, tapes of the old glory days, Disney. There's Aladdin, The Lion King. Look at all the classics. Man. Oh, Jungle Book. Jungle Book. Oh, man. Oh, The Little Mermaid. All these fucking children's classics in here. And what'd they do? They fucked it up. They fucked it to hell. So now we have nowhere to go. We either put up with Disney's agenda or we have to watch bullcrap by conservative pundits like Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro, and when they make garbage, when they're not really talented at making creative content, creative shows, creative movies to begin with. So we're kind of in a rock and a hard place.
Let's go here before 6. Lightning bolt. Ah, this beautiful slimy swamp. My ancient homeland. I love it when it's so moist like this. So slimy of a swamp. Ah, my bog of misery. Love this place. Oh, did everybody just like hit the liquor stores and hit the beer store like really fast after this one? It seemed like everybody like right when they realized that the floods and the storm whatever like hit the liquor store and the beer and the tobacco as hard as they could. They're like, oh, the storm's over. Let's go hit the liquor. Let's go hit the community. Hit the stores. Yeah, I guess that's how it works. But oh, nice, ominous thunderclouds. Here we go. What time is it? Let's go. Okay, 32. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Bam, bam. Hey, how's it going?
Yes.
How you doing?
Good, good.
USA.
Today you have no winning ticket?
Huh? Oh, no winning ticket today. Sometimes even the good make mistake.
And this one?
Yes, sir. Yeah, sometimes even the good make mistake. Yes. Sometimes even Tiger Woods makes the bad golf shot, I guess. You know what I mean, you know? Oh, do you have a plastic, please?
Plastic bag or paper bag?
Do you have a plastic, please?
Okay.
Yeah, I recycle, don't worry. Thank you. Well, I mean, fine.
Corona is good.
Corona's better.
Corona is better?
Yeah, the best beer is Belgium, like Trappist, but it's expensive. Like Chimay and Belgian. German beer is the best, but yeah, Corona's pretty good. So it's Sun beer. It's like a Mexican beer, but this is just cheap. That's the only reason. It's not great. So if I was rich, I'd drink something else. Thank you. Really murky down. I don't mind the murk because the dark night because I'm like Batman. I'm really afraid of that shit. No, I did have a nightmare that was pretty weird the other night though. It was like usually I have dreams about usually I have nightmares like something's after me and there's like this creepy ass house like Amityville Horror or something, and like I'm by myself and there's these like, you know, demons coming after me or monsters or zombies or whatever. But this time it was like the monster that was coming after me was like my aunt, who's really like nice and pretty and stuff. So it was kind of a strange dream because it kind of threw me for a loop. No, the convenience store guy, he saw me win a lot the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't win big on Monday. I busted like really hard. So my strategy didn't work that particular time. So, yeah. So he was like, what? You didn't win again? And I was like, well, no, you can't win all the time. Can't win them all, as the old expression goes. So, yeah. Yeah, you can win a lot, but you can't win all the time. Not perpetually, I suppose. Unless, I guess if you're talking about winning, if you're talking about financially, I guess you had to have like really good stocks and investments. And you'd have to make a lot of money and invest that over time and create a huge yield. So I guess you can win in that particular way. But if you just like go into Vegas, you could lose really big. It's hard to win consistently, so at the casinos, if you will. Yeah. Yeah. What did Travis Murray say to me? It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. Yeah, he told me that in high school. Yeah. Deep. Hey, I love you. You're the greatest. Just one beer. Yeah. Responsibilities. Huh? Oh, yeah. You know it.